morning and welcome to Read Aloud Time with Mrs. A. I am so excited to share this book with you. This is a book called Ruby Finds a Worry, and Mrs. A absolutely loves this book because this little girl Ruby does something so brave, so courageous, and she is showing positive leadership and glorious kindness and all the virtues that we've talked about so far in our class. So last week we talked about positive leadership and what does it mean to be a positive leader, right? To sometimes stand up for things even though it might be a little scary to do that. Or this week we talked about selfless courage, right? Having the bravery and the courage to do things that are hard sometimes, even when it's uncomfortable. So this book is really an example for me about showing all those virtues, and I can't wait to show you. So let's read today Ruby Finds a Worry, written by Tom Percival. Ruby finds a worry. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing high. And she loved to explore wild, faraway places. Sometimes she even went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day. She discovered a worry. It wasn't a very big worry. Doesn't look too bad right now. In fact, it was so small that at first Ruby hardly noticed it. But then the worry started to grow. Each day it got a little bigger. It just wouldn't leave her alone. It was there at breakfast, staring at her over her cereal box, and it was still there at night when she brushed her teeth. The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal, but it wasn't. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing the things that she loved. Do you notice, my friends, that worry seems to be getting bigger every day? Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever? Ruby didn't realize it, but she was doing the worst thing you can ever do with a worry. She was worrying about it. Now the worry was enormous. It could barely fit in the kitchen at dinner time. It filled up half the school bus. Oh no. And it took up whole rows at the movie theater. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never feel happy again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone at the park. He looked how she felt, sad. And then she noticed something else, something hovering next to him. Could it be a worry? It was. Ruby realized that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and he told her the strangest thing happened. His worry began to shrink. Then Ruby did the best thing you can ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. Soon both of their worries were gone. Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time she'd ever had a worry. Everyone gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for that long. Look how tiny it is now. That end. All right, my friends, I hope you love this book as much as I do. And I just want to let you know that we all have worries. Things don't always go the way that we plan. Things don't always go happy and joyful. Sometimes we have bad days. Sometimes things happen in the day. But the worst thing you can do is to hang on to that worry. The best thing you can do is to talk about it and realize that other people might feel the same way too. So my friends, remember to always talk about your worries that you have, big or small. Talk about it with mom and dad. Talk about it with grandma and grandpa. Talk about it with Mrs. A. There are always so many people there to listen who care so much about you. And don't worry, because things will be a-okay. All right, my positive leaders, have a wonderful day today, and I cannot wait to see you at our next Read Aloud. Bye-bye.